I've been seeing a lot of humans talk about enlightenment, like the ultimate path at the top of the mountain. You know, when I get enlightened, I'm going to go and I'm going to be like merged with God. I'm going to become a whole other, like, you know, epic person or epic spirit, and I'll be better than other people because I'll be enlightened. I would say it's back to front. So in my experience, having accidentally become a medium and accidentally, you know, tapped into the spiritual technology of consciousness as a scientific combination of, you know, spiritual technologies. It's not a belief system for a start, but I would say it's not also like ranked based on whether, you know, you're a better person than me and I believe in God more than you, or you you know, go to church every Sunday or any of that stuff. Like, none of that has actually an impact on whether you are like good enough for, you know, the loving consciousness that is at the top of everything. We're all good anyway, right? So there's no like approval system that you go through. There's no like big punishment on the other side. What I've seen when, you know, the other side, if you want to call it that, in deep trance meditation, like I can see we do have a life plan. I've seen my own life plan, and, you know, there's stuff in there, some I don't really want actually, but it's, you know, there. But also, like, we set challenges for ourselves and things to learn and experiences to go through, and, you know, sometimes they're not so good. However, what I am certain of is that the moment that you learn you are more than just this human machine down here, you know, like biology and what you think is your brain, you know, ticking over and doing things, the minute that the world is exposed to you as being more than just that, you're enlightened. We came from there. We're all like already of that place and time. We're all unified as one, and that's not like, you know, we're all unified as one. That's like we're actually unified by a little particle called the trefoil knot. So my beautiful mathematical genius friend, Mark Fiorentino in America, he is a genius of epic proportion. Einstein died with the unified field theory incomplete. So Mark's picked it up and he's finished it. And basically he's showing that this trefoil knot is what some people might call the God particle. So this particle is in absolutely everything. And when I've gone into deep channeling, I ask all the time the big questions of our universe. Ooh, is there a God? Are there angels? You know, what's a timeline? Don't get me started on timeline. And, you know, what is consciousness and how does that work? And I ask all the really big questions. So if you've got a big question, yeah, put it in the chat and let's ask it. But consciousness, for example, I was asking, like, you know, is a trefoil not carrying consciousness? Like, how does it work? So I was showing our consciousness is like silly string. So you have a thought that goes shooting up into the cosmos, and, you know, you might have another one that goes somewhere else. And so I was shown that those conscious thoughts exist like silly strings, so they become like a substance. Even if it's just very high frequency and, you know, like steam up there, whereas down here, you know, we're solid, more, you know, feels almost solid matter, a bit gooey, but the table is solid. But all of us are actually made of this trefoil knot. It's just at different densities. So when it's a table, it's so hard that I can't even, you know, I can knock hard on it. And when it's my body, I can poke and it bends a bit. And if it's a thought, you know, it's quite high frequency, but it is actually still like a substance. So yeah, this has been super fascinating. Once you realise that, then that's enlightenment. You don't have to, you know, woo, angels like singing, you know, that you're at a certain, you know, importance or anything like that. However, I would say enlightenment to me is the first awakening and realization that we are who we are. But there is still like a journey of cleaning up your frequency and cleaning up your system, and at the very top of everything in the highest possible frequency, it is the cleanest and most pure. And when you're up there, which I'm lucky to have been there, it's just white light, intelligence of everything, and the like single source of truth sits up there. So it's sort of like if we were to say it's a bit like gravity. Gravity is around us. It's an energy force, and things move and operate in mathematical ways because of it and around it, and tides are impacted by it and all that. Like consciousness is sort of a similar technology. So there is a point though that you get where you become more like pure light, and there are levels of learning and clearing your soul that you need to do to sort of progress up the line. And just like a thermometer, if you put more heat in the room, then the thermometer goes up, and if you drop it down, and you're going to go low. There are things that keep our frequency low, and there are things that keep your frequency high. Some new age people say it's all about your frequency, and you'll manifest if you get your frequency right. You can manifest at every level of frequency. It's not actually about that. Like sometimes even pain is very low frequency, but you have to go through it to clear it, and you got to do it. So it's important to be able to, control what you have coming into your world or not coming into your world at every frequency. And some people think you go, woo, boom, and, be up there and all things are going to come to you because in all the money in the world and, all this sort of wealth and success and, material, superficial things are going to come to you. Well, that you could go to all this effort to sort of manifest those things, but you might be messing up your soul path, and you may mess up the things you came to do, and then you won't be kind of progressing in school and moving and clearing the mess out of your system and becoming more like pure light. So I kind of agree partly with the enlightenment thing, and that there is sort of an amount of light in you that makes it more likely to stick up in higher frequencies. Yep, but it's not like a values-based thing, it's just a technology. So, and you do have to clear the mess out of your system, and you do have to learn things and progress and clear the shit from the past out. Speaking of which, you might want to try there's a free clearing script soul tidy up. There's 73 things I found that make your soul dirty, and I was channeled a script, so I do think that's something that the world needs for free. So please, do that. That'll help clean you up and put more light in your system. But anyway, I just wanted to clear up how I see enlightenment. It's instant. I hope when I said that you became enlightened.